Happy Saturday morning, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right. People are now really coming out of the woodworks for a lot of stuff that's going on. And we're going to discuss that now because Harry and Meghan make mistake after mistake after mistake. And it's like drip feeding mistakes over the last 5 years. Here, we're going to put them all together. Like 10 of what somebody else considers the biggest mistakes. And then I've got my own list that I've added on to the end. So let's just jump in and cover this, shall we? Let's go. We're starting off, if you guys remember, I showed you just the other day that ex-Vanity Fair editor Tina Brown, who once said that Megxit was a disaster, and she said that Harry and Meghan are addicted to drama, and she said that Meghan Markle had the worst judgment ever while appearing on a podcast, okay? So while she was at the helm of Vanity Fair, she was granted close access to Princess Diana, I might add, and she had lunched with her along with Anna Wintour in New York just months before her death. So remember, she's a highly respected journalist and royal biographer, and she's the one who said, that Meghan Markle had the worst judgment ever. Well, now that she has said that, it's like the dam has been broken because Richard Fitzwilliams, who is a royal expert and commentator, said directly to the Daily Mail online that he agrees with Brown's judgment. He also stated that Ms. Brown was right to say that Harry is led around by Meghan, because she is, and that when they split and left, it was a disaster all around. He then said something that really caught my attention, the fact that Harry rubbished the institution that was, his life, that as frustrated with his royal life, he would never have done that on his own. He said that Brown's pointing out that all of Meghan's ideas are crap brought to mind the reference by Meghan in the Cut magazine that people were celebrating in the streets of Africa when she married Harry in 2018. He said, she supposedly quoted an individual who was never identified who was at the 2019 premiere of The Lion King. We've already debunked that. Remember, I did a video on that. So, of course, it's coming out now that Meghan Markle is humiliated. Guys, this woman, listen, there's no way around this. She has made the worst decisions. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. They announced these big deals with these streaming service. Look what happened with Spotify. And we all know that the Netflix series or the Netflix contract, Netflix did not get what they wanted from them. And these last two things they've come up with are last-ditch efforts. I don't think it's going to work. I think the Netflix contract will be gone. Let me tell you what I think is going on, because I have noticed a tone in these articles, in case you guys haven't noticed. Everything is, Harry didn't do it. It wasn't Harry's fault. Harry was led around by Meghan. Harry would never have trashed his family unless Meghan put him up to it. Meghan's the one who told Harry we can make all this money. Come on, Harry, let's go. Your family doesn't agree. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's coming out now, everything is pro-Harry, anti-Meghan. I have the feeling that they are trying to rehabilitate Harry's image in the event that something ugly is coming down the pike. Now, there are people saying all over the place, they filed for divorce, TMZ said. There's nothing on the TMZ website. It's not true. And while the rumors are in the air, until I see it in writing, I will not believe it. But I firmly believe that this is a push to rehab Harry's image because something's going to happen. So with all of this going on, Richard Eden has stepped up to the plate and said, you know what? I share some of Miss Brown's views about, all the mistakes that Meghan has made, and gives a list of 10 mistakes that he believes that they've made since Megxit. Here we go. Number 1, that they released their announcement as they were stepping down before they held talks with Queen Elizabeth, and then they launched their flashy Sussex Royal website, having already applied to trademark 100 items, including pencils and bookmarks, 6 months earlier. This was very presumptuous and very offensive to the Queen, who deserved the respect that she had earned through her decades on the throne, and the late Queen duly banned them from using the word royal. Number 2, the Oprah show. Now, we know that they were in touch. Harry and Meghan were in touch with Oprah before the wedding, because I think Meghan thought, and I agree with Richard Eden, she thought that Oprah would help open doors to Hollywood. And that actually what happened, for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, the Oprah show ended any chances of her being embraced by America, because she basically went on national television and attacked Harry's family after she had already thrown her own family away, and going ahead with the interview while Prince Philip was ill in the hospital, telling people that the royal family was trying to silence her, just made things worse. For my own part, I would like to add the fact that almost every single thing that Meghan Markle said during that Oprah interview was completely debunked. It was proven that she lied over and over and over. All right, let's move on to mistake number 3. That was naming their daughter Lilibet, because they did not ask Queen Elizabeth's permission. Now, they claim they chose it as a tribute, but we know the Queen wasn't asked. We know she was actually very upset because she wanted that name to die with her. Remember, it's all word semantics. Harry said, well, I did ask my grandmother if we could name my baby after her, and she said she'd be honored. I'm sure she thought it was going to be Elizabeth. I'm sure had they said, listen, we'd like to use Lilibet, the Queen would have said no. The Queen, by the way, was reportedly so upset that she said to aides, and I'm quoting, the only thing I own is my name, and now they've taken that. I would also like to add on that not everybody copyrights their child's name months before they're born. And I think she did that because she plans on selling Lilibet dolls, Lilibet clothing. She's setting her daughter up for later on. I also think it was an FU to the royal family that they used that name. All right, let's move on to the next mistake. Mistake number 4 was archetypes, because let's be very honest here. Spotify thought it was signing Harry and Meghan, not just the, as it was said in the article, the whining former actress. This first series was the last for Spotify. We know that they called them effing grifters. It was a joke. It was a snooze fest. It bombed. Let's move on. Number 5 is the Netflix docuseries. Now, there's multiple things wrong with the Netflix docuseries, but that over-exaggerated curtsy, people cannot get past that because she was mocking the Queen, and Harry has this really uneasy smile on his face as he's watching her performance, and you just can't get that out of your head. All right, next. Number 6, let's not forget that Queen Elizabeth made a vice president of the Commonwealth just for Meghan. It was an international role, and Harry was made the president. But then when they left, they said, don't forget that they were going to continue to honor their duty to the Commonwealth. And what did they do? They attacked the Commonwealth multiple times, claiming it racist and calling it in the Netflix docuseries Empire 2.0, doing everything possible to damage the Queen's lifetime of work. Yep, moving on. Number 7 was that shameful visit to Uvalde, because most people wait a dignified amount of time to pass and they stay in the shadows, but no, Meghan ran there right after, bringing a camera crew with her, and made a point of laying the flowers and doing all these things. This was nothing but a public relations exercise, and everybody knew it, and it absolutely tarnished Meghan's image. Mistake number 8 is when Meghan wore over almost $7,700 in an outfit to visit the underprivileged school in Harlem, where we found out later on that 94% of the children qualified for free meals. And then we found out that she had the parents and the kids sign NDAs, and the whole thing was an exercise to try to sell her book. All right, here we go. This is the one Richard Eden said that he had a hand in. Apparently, he contacted Meghan's office back in March because he was going to run an item about the ARO. And Meghan, he said, was apparently so desperate not to appear first in Daily Mail that she immediately launched the Instagram page with the video and all of that. 8 months later, we know they haven't, sold anything. Sorry, I don't believe that. I think what happened was she was trying to overshadow William, who was literally stepping up to the mic for the Diana Awards when she launched that. I don't think it was you, Mr. Eden. Sorry, I think that was nothing but her trying to overshadow William. And finally, number 10, they're saying that Meghan showing up at that children's hospital in Los Angeles was a massive mistake, because every time she shows up in a less than regal outfit, trying to compete for attention with real A-list celebrities, and she's by herself because, let's face it, without Harry, she's nothing. It just diminishes her every time she does that. Of course, there's many other mistakes. How about when they flew to Colombia and then took a private jet that was owned by a fugitive from justice? How about when they accepted the Pat Tillman Award over the objections of Pat Tillman's mother? That was supposed to be for Invictus, not for him. How about when they were still members of the royal family and Harry blew off the Royal Marines to go watch The Lion King where Meghan told a bunch of lies? How about where Harry accepted the Legends of Aviation Award? The man's not a legend. How about using Invictus as your personal cash cow to the point where Germany has now splintered off because we found out that a large percentage of their money, like 24%, went to Harry and Meghan for their clothing and security, etc., etc. The list could go on forever, guys. In my opinion, they have made so many mistakes, starting with leaving the royal family. Harry, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, I think Harry realized very early on that he had made a mistake, but now he's stuck. He can't go back to the family. He doesn't want to fight over the kids. And so he's just trying to suck it up for right now. That's firmly what I believe. The old saying is right, marry in haste, repent in leisure. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell for all notifications, and then go down into the description box after you leave your comments and hit the link to video number 2. Follow me over. Let's go.